Welcome to 8.6, the part 2, the story problems with the three variables and the three unknowns. Three variables and three equations. So we're just going to jump in here. Smoothie King recently sold small smoothies for $4.30, medium smoothies for $6.50, and large smoothies for $8. One hot afternoon, the King sold 34 smoothies for a total of $211. The number of small and large smoothies combined was 2 more than the number of medium smoothies. How many of each were sold? So let's just say that S is the number of small smoothies, M is the number of medium smoothies, and L will be the number of large smoothies. So a couple things. So what we can gather is this: the King sold 34 smoothies total. So S plus M plus L equals 34. That is one of our equations. Okay. Then there's this money bit as well. Smalls were 4.30, so we can say 4.3S plus 6.50 for medium, so 6.5M plus 8L. So once again, this is the money from the smalls, the money from the mediums, the money from the large. That should equal the total amount of money, which is 211. Okay. And then the number of small, the third equation we get from the number of small and large combined, so small plus large combined, was 2 more than the number of medium smoothies. So there's 2 more small and larges than mediums, so if we add 2 to the mediums, that is going to give us exactly what we want right there. So those are our 3 equations. Now it's just really a matter of solving for one of the equations. So what do we want to do? So we can use elimination or we could use substitution. Substitution is probably not going to be best here. One thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and write this in standard form, which is where all the variables are on one side. So if I subtract m from both sides, we get s minus m plus l equals 2. So subtracting that. So rather than use this equation right here, I'm going to use this equation. Now, looking at these equations, I'm thinking if I use this one and this one, it'd be pretty easy to get rid of the m's. And so I'm going to eliminate the m's. So that's kind of my strategy here. So let's add these two together. So we have s plus m plus l equals 34. And then s minus m plus l equals 2. Add these up, we get 2s, m's cancel, plus 2l equals 36. So I'm going to put that down here. Let's just do this. 2s plus 2l equals 36. Okay, so we use those two. So we need to use a couple other equations. I'm going to use this one, and I'm going to use this one to get rid of the m's again. So in doing so, I'm going to multiply this equation right here by 6.5, because that will help me get rid of that right there. So let me, let's see where we want to do this. I guess I'll just do it down here. So I'm going to recopy this equation. So we have 4.3s plus 6.5m plus 8l equals 211. Then multiplying this by 6.5, it's going to give us 6.5s minus 6.5m plus 6.5l equals 13. So adding these together. So we have 4.3 plus 6.5, which is 10.8s. The m's cancel, we did that. 6.5 plus 8 is going to give us 14.5l. And this 211 plus 13 is what? It's going to give us 224. Okay. So we have another equation. So we can write this down over here. So we have 10.8s plus 14.5l equals 224. Okay, so if nothing else, we have this set of equations over here where we only have 2 equations and 2 variables. So we're going in the right direction. Now we need to use those to solve for the s and l. We'll get back up to the top to solve for the other ones. So I guess it doesn't really matter what we do. I'm I'm going to just eliminate the L's, I guess. That's going to be an easy thing for me. And so, really, when you think about, like, if you think of the context of lowest common denominator, over here you'll notice we have 2 and 14.5. If we multiply these together, that essentially is going to be what we can do. So we can multiply this top row by 14.5. So doing that, 2 times 14.5 times 2 is going to give us 29. So we have 29s plus 29L, and then 36 times 14.5 is going to give us 522. Okay, so that's what we have there. Now, I'm going to multiply this bottom row by negative 2. So, 10.8 times the negative 2, so 10.8 times our negative 2, it's going to be negative 21.6s. Negative 2 times our 14.5 is going to give us negative 29L. And negative 2 times 224 is going to give us 448, so minus 448. Okay, so let's add these up. So we have 29 minus 21.6. It's going to give us 7.4 S. Now the L's cancel off. Okay, that's good. And then if we have 522 minus 448, this is going to give us 74. Okay, divide by 7.4, and we get 10. So S equals 10. So that tells us there were 10 small smoothies sold. 10 small. Okay, so we can plug this back into here to get our L. So let's do that. And I'm going to do that over to the side. So we have 2S plus 2L equals 36. So 2S plus 2L equals 36. So plugging this in, 2 times 10 plus 2L equals 36. So we have 20 plus 2L equals 36. Subtract the 20. 2L equals 16, divided by 2, and L equals 8. Alright, so there were 10 small, 8 large, and now it's time to go find the mediums. So, get out of there, you. Get out of there. So, we're going to have to get back to one of these equations that has it. Now notice, right here we can use this guy right here. Small plus medium plus large equals 34. So, we know we have 10 small and 8 large. Plug them in. So, 10 small plus mediums plus 8 large equals 34. So, combine like terms. M plus 18 equals 36. Subtract some 18s. We get M equals 18. So, 10 small, 8 large, and 16 medium smoothies, and that is exactly what we have right there. And notice we have 34 total. If we add these up, we're getting our 34. So that's how that one works. So we're equating the smoothies, equating the money, and then having this constraint about the number of small and large ones. So next one and last one, and I think probably this one's going to be really pretty similar to the ones that we've done before. So the sum of the average amount Americans spend per animal for veterinary expenses for dogs, cats, and birds in recent years was 290. The average expenditure per dog exceeds the sum of the average for cats and birds by 110. The amount spent per cat was 9 times the amount spent per bird. Find the amount spent, the average amount spent on each type of animal. So let's just say D is dogs, C is cat, and B is birds. Okay, so if the sum of the average amount spent per animal is 290, we can say D plus C plus B equals 290. That is, the sum of those is 290. Now, the average expenditure per dog, so D, exceeds, so it's going to be more than the average for birds and cats. So that's going to be birds plus cats, but it exceeds it by 110. So dogs is more than birds and cats, so we have to add the 110 to the birds and cats to make those two equal. Now the amount spent per cat, so cat, was 9 times the amount spent per bird. So if we multiply the amount for birds by 9, that will equal the amount for cats. So now it is time to solve the system of linear equations. Now one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the second equation and get it in standard form, because when I move this over, it's going to really help us solve for the dogs. So using the first equation, dogs plus cats plus birds equals 290, and then subtracting the b and subtracting the c, it's going to give us d minus c minus b, that equals 110. So if we add these things up, we get 2d, c's cancel, b's cancel, so this is going to give us the dog amount. 290 and 110 is going to give us 400. Divide by 2, divide by 2, and we get d is 200. So the amount spent on dogs, the average amount spent on dogs, $200. Okay, so that is helping us out. Now, one thing that we can do now is this. Like, we need to get cats and birds. We already have dogs, and we could plug the dog amount into each of these equations right there, and then we're going to get a system of linear equations that just has C's and B's. So let's go ahead and do that. So plugging 200 in for dogs, we get in the first equation, so plugging it in here, we get 200 plus C plus B equals 290. And plugging it in the second equation, we get 200 equals So actually, I'm not going to plug it in that. This third equation is being neglected, and it's going to be really easy, just thinking about that, to use this. So, get out of there. So let me just scratch this really quickly. We're still going to use that first one, and we're going to use this right here to do a little bit of substitution. So we're going to use this first equation. That is, we're going to use our dogs plus cats plus birds is 290, but we're going to plug this in for the D for our dog, and because C equals 9B, we're going to plug the 9B in for that C, and that's going to give us just a single equation that we can use. So plugging the 200 in for dogs, so 200 plus, now C equals 9B, so plugging 9B in here, I'll move this over a little bit, plus another B equals 290. This is going to get us a lot of mileage. So now we just have an equation with B, which is going to be easier than actually going in that route where we're plugging them in. So 200 plus 10B equals 290. Subtract our 200. And we get 10B equals 90. Divide by 10, divide by 10, and B equals 9. So the amount spent on birds is $9. Now to solve for cats, we can just plug this into this equation. C equals 9B. 9 times 9. So 9 times 9 is 81. So cats, $81 for cats. And that is the solution to that problem. Alright, see you next time.